So banning it out gave TSM the obvious choice of taking what they wanted and what Curse wanted instead of leaving a 1-for-1. So what are they going to counter with? Because the Blitzcrank didn't seem to work out that well. They haven't been able to shut down or punish Nunu in the lane. They're just going to go standard Corki Shyvana, no surprises from them.
St. Vicious said, I might play Shyvana, and play her he has. Game 1, Game 2, and now Game 3. Cop, no surprises there. Corki again. We saw Zig in the last tournament played Corki 15 games out of 15, and there is good reason for that. He is a strong AD carry, and Cop showing just how powerful he can be. That last kill for him, a max range missile onto the odd one. So if Cop can replicate some of the magic from Game 2, it's going to be bad news for TSM.
And this would really be TSM's chance to take away Morgana if they choose to.
There it is.
And I'm expecting that lock-in. What is Nijaki going to be forced on here? Normally his fallback is Karthus. It's also Zyra, but against Morgana, a lot of those roots can get black shielded. We could just see them taunting him here. He's sitting on Morgana. They might decide to go with something else. I'd expect them to go with Morgana because that is a very strategic pick.
And Reginald is such a strong Morgana player. X Special sitting on support. She's got that area of effect stun, which if landed properly could be devastating. And there is the lock-in. TSM stealing away Nijaki's Morgana. Nijaki also playing a strong Ahri. Ahri able to push out against the Morgana, but with Reginald on Morg, I think we're going to see him be a lot more aggressive in the roaming. And Nijaki sitting on the Zyra. We just said he can play
one on Nunu, so a bunch of counter jungling snacks are soon to be consumed. We shall see how that plays out. He wants to counter jungle St. Vicious. Odd1 wrote the book on how to jungle Nunu, and he is so pumped to be on it here in a deciding match.
And St. Vicious as Shyvana, her style is just to farm, farm, farm. Her jungle, someone else's jungle, she doesn't care. So I think we may see a lot of skirmishes and Elements sitting on his Blitzcrank. He loves Blitzcrank, he loves Sona. TSM has been making sure that Curse has not been getting the champions they want, but St. Vicious loves his Shyvana and Elements loves his Blitzcrank.
And Nijaki loves his skill shots. They can combo the charm with the hook just as well almost as they could combine the dark binding with the hook. So a lot of the same strengths coming out from this Curse team comp. Slight adjustments because of the Morgana. This Graves would be absolutely no surprise here. These teams stealing away each other's champions a little bit.
Oh, man.
Darius goes for this Jace. There it is, switching it up, and this is going to be great.
We saw Darius playing Jace. He had that incredible escape where he got out with a single hit point. Let's see what top lane is going to go up.
One of the most difficult things for Jace. Jace is an incredibly difficult matchup early. It's because he has access to 6 skills at level 3. He can form swap from level 1, so he gets double access to those abilities. Very, very, very few things can stand with him. Stuff like Nidalee or stuff like Lee Sin have a chance, but Westeros does not play those champions. I'd expect mostly for him to go to a Darius and try to get into range of Jace for the up-close brawls. But we shall see. 2 very muscular men going to be going up against each other in this top lane. Who's going to come out on top? I do give the edge in that matchup if he locks into Jace.
Chat, you are a bit of a prophet if he's going to lock this one in. 3, 2, 1. What are we going to see?
There it is. I hope it's
We're going to see the Darius. Right. We're going to see Darius versus Jace. Top lane. We saw Westeros on Darius versus the Shen. He shut him down every time Stand United went in. Westeros can play Darius extremely well, and with that dunk in those fights, he's a heck of a cleanup guy.
That's how Westeros likes to play him. Even if he doesn't have success in the lane, he loves having Darius because he can always jump in at the end of team fights and clean up with those ultimates. So let's hear it now. For those of you supporting Curse, can they take this Game 3 and knock out the heavy favorites TSM?
And for those of you supporting TSM, the heavyweights in this bout, if you want to see them earn their place into the final, let me hear you. There is the TSM chant, and we are into this game. The champions loading up very quickly. Jat, taking a quick look at this team composition, it seems like TSM has a ton of speed manipulation.
The Jace gate is going to be so strong for them on top of the Blood Boil, and it's going to be difficult for Curse to hold off those initiations. They don't have the Morgana front line, and here we go into the game.
Going down right away from Curse Gaming. TSM pinging into the Curse jungle. They have Morgana, and they do have Graves as well as Nunu, so a lot of crowd control at this level 1. If the odd one decides to grab that snowball, we could see a level 1 fight. TSM avoiding the level 1 fight up until this point, but Dyrus could get out of trouble with his speed moves. He's going to do that. Nijaki throwing a charm into the brush. Dyrus still potentially in danger, but he has that gate, so he's going to run out of there in a hurry. But the rest of TSM a little bit split up.
Blitzcrank Hook, Darius Hook, and Ari Charm do give superior threat to what TSM has at level 1. So you can see TSM setting up defensively. 3 people actually staying in mid lane. They do not want to mess with Curse right now. So it's really about Curse picking where they want to go. It's on TSM to not get caught. They've put down that 1 ward in the lower river, but really, Curse gets to pick their fight right here and decide what they want to steal, if anything. TSM may have held them off. They may have scared them well enough. By sticking together, we could see a standard start.
And Curse is going to know when Oddwin goes for that blue buff. A smart ward from Curse Gaming. St. Fish is sitting on those brushes. A lot of pings going down from TSM. They're afraid that Curse is still there going for the level 1 invade. And with their team composition, Curse has that threat. Dyrus sitting in the top jungle entrance. More pings going down. Curse staying defensive. They're going to back off, and St. Fish is going to start up on these race into the red.
No early counter jungling coming down yet from the odd one. He may as well go up top very quickly, but it would be difficult. St. Vicious, this is the exact same jungle start he's had in the previous 2 games. He will take Wolves, he will then take Red Buff, and I'm wondering if TSM is onto that and whether they're trying to counter that at all. Becoming a little bit formulaic is dangerous in these 3-game sets because TSM is so good at adapting to their opponents.
We saw them practicing, anticipating at what time someone would be getting their blue buff. St. Fish is picking up that red buff. Odd one getting spotted out, so Curse having a little bit of extra vision, knowing where they're going to be. Chaos and X Special on that Sona Graves combination bottom lane already showing the amount of poke that they have because Elements is less than 50% HP already.
This is a good counter to the Blitzcrank support. Sona, one of the highest poke supports in the game. Obviously, Blitzcrank has no innate sustain, so X Special needs to be very careful with how he pokes because he is in hook range every time he goes up for those Hymn of Valor Q harassments. Very good so far from X Special. He's avoided hooks in the previous games.
And this is the second time